Well, left-handed batsmen are more stylish and elegant than right-handed batsmen. Fact or fiction?
That's correct. Facts.
Hi, Darren. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us today. How has this whole period been for you?
Initially, I was training with my personal coach and stuff like that, trying to stay fit as much as possible. And then
Mm-hmm.
I decided to take a little break because I didn't really want to burn out myself or anything like that. And recently, I decided to open like a mini grocery, like a quick shop something.
Well, like you just mentioned, you opened your 46 Stop and Shop. Is that what it's called?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so the 46, of course, from your t-shirt number. How did the whole idea come about, though?
To be honest, it's actually an investment that I make. I started like 2 years ago. It's actually a apartment complex building, and I wanted to make it as convenient as much as possible for the tenants. And I decided that if I can open like a quick shop or anything like that, it would be much easier, and obviously you can generate some sort of funds for me as well. So it would be very easy for the tenants to actually walk downstairs instead of jumping in their vehicle and driving to a supermarket or a market or anything like that. They can actually just walk downstairs and get whatever stuff that they need and walk right back upstairs. So it's sort of a all-in-one for everybody that's staying here.
Well, tell us a little bit more about growing up in Santa Cruz and growing up with cricket. Who were some of the influences you had in your family when it comes to cricket?
Obviously, Dwayne is much older than I am, so when my dad was going to drop Dwayne at the Queen's Park Oval, I was always in the back seat or on stuff like that. So that's where the love grew for the game. Being around my brother, being around my father, and so naturally, obviously, Brian Lara being the superstar that he is. As a kid growing up, that's the only person I actually used to look at back when Brian Lara get out. I would switch off the TV and go across in the savannah and play. So actually, I live on the left side of the road, the savannah is on the right side of the road, so just like 2 footsteps and I'm already in the savannah. So as a kid growing up, I was always part and parcel of my life, and I can safely say now I'm living my dream, and yeah, I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Dwayne. How was he back in those days as a big brother?
Dwayne and I didn't actually live together. We were separate homes. But every so often I will go by him and we will play cricket with oranges and piece of stick, and we'll actually like pick a West Indies team and put ourselves in the lineup and stuff like that. So, and actually I used to bowl more then because whenever I get a bat, he will like actually out me like the first couple of deliveries, and then I have to bowl like an entire bucket of oranges. Obviously with an orange, if you bowl like 3 or 4 deliveries, it will burst. So you have to like, so we used to like go a little higher from where he used to live and like pick all the oranges off the trees. And that was our ball that we used to actually play with.
Okay. All right. So that was a neighbor's trade. Did the neighbor know you all were taking the oranges to do that?
I don't think so.
Well, I'm sure seeing the success that both of you have made in the cricketing world, they probably think they don't mind because they've made a good contribution then to your career, unknowingly.
Unknowingly, yeah.
Yeah. Well, from the beginning of your career, the media has often compared your batting and your stance and flow to that of Brian Lara. Can you tell us about the influence he had on your journey in becoming a cricketer?
As I said previously, the only person I actually used to watch bat is Brian Lara. Even up to this day, I'll go on YouTube and type in Brian Lara, look at some of his innings and stuff like that. As a kid growing up, whenever Brian is on the newspaper article or his photo or anything like that, I will actually take a scissors and cut it out and stick it up on Bristol board, and it's all plastered all over my room. So at no point in time as a kid growing up, you never knew the color of my room. It was always Bristol board with Brian Lara photos and stuff like that. So obviously somebody that is very, very special to me. I look up to him a lot. He's someone that always gives me the best of advice. And you don't always agree with everything that I do. But at the same time, you always give me that support that is necessary, and I'm really grateful for that. I believe a lot of people would want that sort of relationship with somebody like that. They will die for it, and that is something that I don't ever take for granted.
And if there were three cricketers other than Brian Lara, who you feel influenced you?
Obviously, my brother. He's definitely has to be one of them. Lately, I'm a very, very big fan of Virat Kohli as well. He's actually my favorite batsman, so I'd have to say Brian Lara, Virat Kohli, and my brother.
Well, coming back to TKR, and as we speak about great players, tell us about your relationship with Brendan McCullum. You've had some fantastic, bad man. You've had some fantastic match-winning partnerships with him in the past.
Yeah, he's the most positive person I've ever seen in my entire life. Whenever he's opening for, he probably might see this at some point in time, but whenever he is batting for TKR, I tend to be the most nervous, or he has me too anxious, because at any delivery, anything can happen. And to me, he was so important to our batting unit, is that every single time he goes to bat, I want him to do well, because I know if Brendan do well, there's no way or there's no team that can actually defeat us. And obviously, that's the way the game goes. You don't always perform each and every single time, but no matter what happened in the game, or no matter his performance, or no matter whatever happened, Brendan always gave like 245, 200%. So that in itself gave the other players motivation as well.
But TKR has always been lucky to have a very strong pool of local Trini players in their squad. Tell us about having Pollard in the squad last year. Finally, Dwayne told us it was something everyone worked on very hard to make happen.
Obviously, behind the scenes, the necessary personnel did what they had to do to get him. And I believe Pollard coming to our team, to the TKR franchise setup, was definitely the icing on the cake. Our TKR family is a special one. I think for me, I had the opportunity to play with a couple other T20 teams around the world. And TKR family is definitely, if not the best, one of the best. I think the setup is fantastic. Everybody get along very well with each other. There's no animosity, there's no fighting down, there's nothing like that.
Well, in the last 2 years, Shah Rukh Khan has visited us here in Trinidad. Yeah, we've seen, your photos and videos with him. Did you get a chance to give him a local tour of Trinidad or do anything special with him?
Not like local tour or anything like that, but I think the time that we spent together was special. He always gave warm and heartfelt messages to each and every single one. He made us feel so comfortable. And being the big superstar that he is very humble. You expect him to dress in all the fancy clothes and all the nice, and he's very, very simple. Sometimes his shoes are dirty, his shirt it have a little hole in it, and it's like nothing. So he goes to show that no matter who you are, it's always good to remain humble, and that will carry a very, very long way, and that is what I admire about him.
Alright, well, let's play a little fact or fiction.
Make it very easy for me, please.
Yeah, so I ask you a question and you just tell me fact or fiction.
Okay.
All right, so this is what I mentioned earlier, because we heard a bit about you and this particular skill. You are a magician when it comes to card tricks. Fact or fiction?
A little bit of fact, but more fiction. I can do 6 or 7 tricks only. At the under-19 World Cup in Malaysia, we were staying in this beautiful hotel where there's a big mall and stuff downstairs. And we were actually walking through the mall doing some shopping, and we saw those guys doing magic. And I went up to them, and they do the magic for you. And if you want them to teach you how to do it, you pay them. They carry behind a curtain, and they show you how to do the trick. So from there and then I decided to, I buy a couple of magics and they teach me exactly how to do it. And when I came back home to my family and stuff, I was a magician. It's so amazing the way they go about things. Very, very simple, but as you say, it's an illusion. But it makes you doubt yourself at times. And I just try to keep a couple tricks up my armory. Just to entertain the guys when they are around and stuff like that. So.
Okay. Well, left-handed batsmen are more stylish and elegant than right-handed batsmen. Fact or fiction?
That's correct. Fact.
You wear the West Indies badge and a cricket bat on a chain around your neck. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about it, where you got it from? Do you consider it a lucky charm of sorts?
When I was 23 years old, my mom got me the pendant. Um, she actually made it in Trinidad. In Trinidad, he sort of made it like a coconut bat. And when I went to Guyana at Kings, they actually have the mold to make the actual bat. So I did it there. And then obviously representing the West Indies, which is something that I hold very close to my heart.
You appeared in a 1995 documentary on Brian Lara. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
How old were you then? Because you look really young.
89.
Right.
5 or 6, I think 5 or 6 years old. Yeah. It was 95 or 96 they did the documentary. I can't remember. I was actually 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So I could give you another story about that.
Yeah.
I was in the street, like just walking about, and I saw all those camera guys and all those cameras and everything in the street, and they said that they wanted someone to like impersonate Brian when they were small. And they recommended I should be the one to do it. I actually ran home because that was too much for me, all the cameras and all those other excitement taking place out in the street. And actually came back for me, and it's only recent guy was like browsing YouTube, looking at the Brian Lara documentary, and I saw it. I was like, hey, what's this here?
We just want to thank you so much for spending some time with us today, and of course spending time with your fans who have been missing you and all the other TKR players. So this has really been great for them to get to see you and get to know you a little bit better. So thank you for that. Any message you want to leave them with?
Thank you very much, as I said previously. Thanks for the opportunity as well to share my thoughts and my views and how things went about, during this COVID time and what it was like growing up and stuff like that. So thanks for the opportunity. Each and everyone continue to be safe. It's important that we follow all the protocols, all the rules, whatever it is, to be safe. It's a trying time, but things are opening back up now, so which is good. Each and every one of us. Continue to stay positive, continue to love each one, and I'm sure everything's gonna work out itself. Yeah, God is great. Thank you.